tropical rainforest, the features. All right, so here's your headings. All right, unit vegetation, topic tropical rainforest, part 2. Today is the 31st of March, and we're going to try and describe some of the features of tropical rainforests. Okay, there's no work from textbooks. I will set an assignment. I've emailed you this morning with all the work. Okay, these videos will give you a much more detailed approach. They're in the class summary tab. Obviously you found that if you're watching it. If you can't view them, I'll also include the name of them. You can search them on YouTube. Okay, I'll set an assignment once this is posted. Alright, from this, and in this video I will go through your assignment in clear detail on how to submit it. Alright, so you can pause that to head up. I'm going to move on. We looked at some of these words the last day in your last lesson. Adaptations is very, very important. Epiphytes and buttress roots. Okay, so these are already some features of the rainforest. We've looked at the location. Okay, it's equatorial, it's along the equator, so it's very hot and very wet. Everywhere there's plants or animals, they have to adapt to their living or their environment. Okay, so plants and animals have adapted massively to the rainforest. And you can see epiphytes and buttress roots there. All right. We looked at our locations. Again, you'll have the equator running just through the middle of all of this green. All right. Again, some continent names and stuff to help you with that last assignment. Now, the first two things I would like to do under where you've headed up is these two little sketches. All right. Rainforest nutrient cycle. Well, sorry, rainforest cycles. We got the water cycle and the nutrient cycle. All right. So you can see, again, don't worry about detail. Just a couple of trees in the background, sun, cloud, and rain. Make sure you get the soil with the roots in. Now, there's 5 boxes of information in each one. All right. Make sure you get these titles in as well, please, so you can see that. First of all, heavy daily rain. Okay, because there's a lot of rising air which condenses. Okay, at the equator it makes clouds and it rains. The trees catch the rain. All right, some rain reaches the ground. The trees take that up through the roots. The water evaporates or comes out of the trees in transpiration back into the sky, and so on. Okay, so this water cycle continues in the rainforest. Secondly, we have the nutrient cycles. If you don't know what nutrients are, they're the things plants and animals need to live. All right, so trees shed leaves all year round. They're constantly dropping leaves and growing new ones all the time. Vegetation decays, okay, or decomposes or rots rapidly because it's so hot and wet. All this dead vegetation down here will rot very, very quickly. Nutrients go into the soil. The roots take the nutrients up really quick. There's massive competition between all of these trees to get those nutrients back. Trees grow rapidly. They shed their leaves. Constantly. So let's make a quick sketch of those two, nice and big. All right. That's your first little task. So you can stop the video and do that. I'm going to move on. Now, within the rainforest, then, this is pictures of what it actually looks like. Okay, lots of dense vegetation, lots of big leaves, lots of tall trees. Notice how straight all of the trunks are, with there's no low-lying branches really. There's 2 here, I suppose. Okay, the vegetation is all up high. All the leaves are up high because they're in competition for light. Okay, so it's about trying to grow the fastest, the highest, the fastest, and for that reason they grow straight up. Okay, you can also see very little light reaches the ground then because there's so much vegetation. So actually in a rainforest it's quite dark, and you can see on the ground here again all this leaf litter we're talking about. When all the leaves fall, they decompose, they rot down. All of these trees absorb the nutrients really fast. Here's some of the buttress roots. You can start to see them here. Okay, they're above ground and they spread out to help the trees stay standing because the trees are so tall, as we'll find out later. We've also got these lianas which wind themselves around other trees to reach the light as well. Okay, so lots of adaptations going on. We're also today going to look at the different structure, or the layers. Okay, so there's 4 layers to a rainforest. Shrub layer is along the ground. Okay, that's where animals live, and there's some shrubs and little bushes. Under canopy or sub canopy layer in here, you can see again these straight trunks. The canopy is where all the vegetation is, all the thick leaves, and the emergence. Okay, think about what it means to emerge out of something. So these are the very tallest. Some of them get a bit higher. The yellow circles here represent how much sunlight they get. So the emergence get the most, the canopy gets a lot, under canopy less, shrub layer very little. All right, again, there's something similar in this little diagram here. Okay, now having done that, we're going to move out of this on Plus Portal, I've sent you 2 attachments with your assignment. Okay, what are tropical rainforests? We got this page, and we got this page. All right, so we're going to have a quick read through some of this, and you're going to do the activities as an assignment. Okay, so what are tropical rainforests? You will need a highlighter, all right, to run through this. First of all, equatorial climate, that's what I want to highlight. Okay, 1/3 of the world's trees grow here, over 1,000 different types. Okay, so 1/3 of the world's trees grow here, 1,000 different types. Hardwoods, I want some examples: mahogany and greenheart and rosewood. Okay, so highlight those 3 examples. All right, then another little definition for adaptation here. By adapt, we mean it has to learn to live with the constant high temperatures and heavy rain. So that's what the plants have had to do. Okay, now coming down here again, we've got another diagram. Okay, you can see your buttress roots, see your lianas. All right, and you will notice, sorry, now my mouse is acting up, how we have shrub layer, under canopy, canopy, emergence. Okay, we've got some little notes. Can you highlight shrub layer, canopy, under canopy, and emergence up the top, and just highlight the heights of each one as well? Okay, shrub layer is ground level, canopy is close to 20 meters, sorry, under canopy 20, canopy 30, and then our emergence anywhere over 40. All right, now we got a load of bullet points down the side here. I'm not going to go through all of them, okay, but this is how vegetation has adapted to the equatorial climate. So again, 40 meters in height to effort to get sunlight. That's why they do it. Why do they bother trying to grow so high? So they can get as much light as possible. All right, we've talked about this evergreen appearance before. This one I do want to highlight. The leaves have drip tips to shed heavy rainfall. So the leaves have adapted to be a shape like a funnel almost. So if there's lots of heavy rain, it runs straight off the leaves, because if it stayed on them, they'd snap off and break and the tree would die. All right, tree trunks are straight and branchless. All right, so in an effort to grow tall. Lianas, which we've already done, you can highlight lianas. Okay, very little sunlight reaches the ground level, we should know that. Don't talk about rivers, don't read of all of that. And then the last one, large buttress roots stand above the ground to give support to trees. Okay, so they're like the support network. Now on to the second page. Okay, this is just again more about what we use the rainforest for, all right, which we'll move into our next lesson. So many trees prove to be valuable to us. Second sentence there. Okay, over half of our known drugs have come from here. All right, I also want this example about the periwinkle. It has been found successful in treating leukemia, which is a type of cancer, in children. All right, so proved to be very valuable. Half our known drugs come from here, and the periwinkle plant is your example. All right, so some very simple stuff there. Now, we're not going to spend too much looking at animals because this is the vegetation topic. So again, you can look at where they live here, but you don't need to know that in great detail. Just to finish off your assignment, okay, which will be due on, just get it done by the end of the week. I'll put it down as Friday, okay, on Plus Portal. 1. Match up each of the 7 descriptive points of tropical rainforest from the list below to its correct number from diagram D. So under where you've headed up and done those 2 sketches from the PowerPoint, all right, you can write down 1 to 7 and then you label those. Okay, use the diagram, use this diagram, this big diagram here to help you. All right, very simple short piece of work. It shows you an example. 1 equals little undergrowth. Okay, now that's not correct, but maybe it is. You have to figure it out. Number 2, I want you to do A, B, C, and D. Don't write the questions, just the answers. Okay, they're worth 2 marks each. This one is worth 7. All right, so it'll be out of 15 marks altogether. So have that assignment done on folder sheet. You can take a picture of it or scan it and send it back on the turn in tab on Plus Portal, please. Okay, I'm trying to lay off as many emails as possible, so please send that through Plus Portal if you can. All right,